Okay, where did I put it? Oh, this. I'm gonna need this. Cool. But first, I need something else. Okay, so we do one of each?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, let's go. Okay, so today we're doing some pretty fun, or at least I think it's fun, product photography. I'm still helping my friend who opened her own hair salon. I'm helping her display some extra products on her website. So she recently got some extra products. You saw me going there, I got one of each. Came back home with a bunch of shampoos and oils and whatnot. And we're back here to do some camera magic. And I say camera magic because what I'm about to show you today is just stupidly easy. So if you're remotely interested in product photography, let me show you what I set up over here. So as you can see here, I've already set up the light box with one of the products sitting inside. And on a tripod over here, I have my Panasonic GH5 with the Sigma 18-35. And the GH5 has a USB-C to USB-C tethering cable connected to my computer that already has Lightroom opened up. So thanks to the tethering cable, we're capturing the photos straight on the SSD of the laptop. But as a backup, of course, I have an SD card in the camera as well. You know, because happens. And because I have about 30 products I need to photograph today, my purpose, my main goal for this photo shoot is to do 100% of the job in camera. I don't want to do any sort of editing when I'm done with the photos. I want the files to be ready to be uploaded on the website. So let me show you the tips and tricks I've set up for you today, because even if you've done this before, you might learn a thing or two. So let's take a photo of the first product. So I'm super satisfied with the first photo, and now the most important part of the job comes, because I'm gonna do some adjustments in Lightroom, which we're gonna add super easily to all the other photos. This is gonna make our life so much easier. First of all, let's create a mask, select subject, and invert that mask because we wanna affect the background. We wanna put the background's exposure all the way up to maybe almost 2, so that you can't really tell what was in the back of the picture. So this already looks pretty good. I just want to do some adjustments to the product itself. So I'm going to create another mask and say select subject. And now also we're going to bring the exposure a little bit higher, not too much though. And I want to play a bit with the contrast. I want to bring those colors a bit higher. And maybe put the shadows a bit higher. Here. Okay, maybe let's play with the highlights just a tiny bit, like this. But to be honest, I'm still not super satisfied with the background, so I think I'm just gonna increase that exposure slightly more. There you go. And that's pretty much it. But the crucial part is to save all the settings we just did in a preset, so that we tell Lightroom that from now on, all the photos we're gonna take, we wanna apply a specific preset to them. So they will all end up the same. And the way to do that is to go up here on preset, create preset, and just call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it Young and Sharp. That's the name of the salon. I'm gonna make sure everything is checked, the masks including, and say create. Now before you take your next photo, the last thing you wanna do is go up to File, Auto Import Settings. And then under Develop Settings, tell Lightroom you wanna use your newly created preset. Click OK with that and take your next photo. Cool, so now let's see how Lightroom behaves when we take the photo of the next product. Okay, let's switch products. Put this over here. Now this is where you're going to want to pay attention, because now Lightroom is asking you, do you also want to apply the mask 1 and 2 that the preset had? So of course I would like to do that and click Update All. And then magic. Can you see how much of a time saver this is? And as long as your background is pretty much the same, the shape of the product doesn't even matter. Lightroom would recognize what's the subject of that photo and apply the same type of settings to all photos. Okay, now I'm gonna take photos of all the other products, which on your end will probably take about 5 seconds or so. So I finished the photo shoot last night, and I think it took me about 15 minutes or so. And today, until I started recording this, I already have put the photos on the website. And I'm very satisfied with the final result. Please keep in mind, we've just done product photography with zero editing. So I think this is a pretty good example of work smarter, not harder. Harder? You know what I mean. And look, I want to offer full transparency. If you're gonna pixel peek every single photo I took, you'll find certain places where some post-production could have been used. But since I think the end result is more than good enough, I decided to not do any sort of post-production and throw the photos straight from Lightroom on the website. There's gonna be a lot of instances in product photography where you're gonna want to do post-production, especially in the kind where you want to create some sort of environment for your photos that kind of relates with the brand you're selling. Anyway, maybe you should watch my Jack and Jones video where I explain more about creating an environment for the product you're working with. My hope for this video was to teach you something cool, valuable, but pretty fast. So I hope this video didn't turn out too long. And I, of course, hope I achieved my goal. So if you found this video interesting, please, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week, of course. Ciao!